My name is Desiree, and right now you're watching me do the sketch for my watercolor piece titled Third. I was gonna film a full version of this with the watercoloring and the what do you call it, inking, but yeah, I got on winter break and I did most of the watercoloring while I was on break, and I didn't want to set up my camera at my mom's house because it would be kind of complicated and the lighting would be really bad. So I just decided that I was just only going to post the sketch of the sketch. Let me talk about the piece for a bit. I was doing this piece while the election was being called on whatever day the election was called, like the 8th or the 9th or whatever, I don't know. But I was doing this piece on that day, like that afternoon, night sort of thing. And yeah, I mean, it took a really long time, actually. It took a really long time for like the election to happen. like I didn't, like the last time that the election or whatever was happening, I was too young to particularly care. So I didn't really know how elections got called and how long it took and what all of those like numbers and percentages and all of that meant. But that's what I was like watching and listening to while I was drawing this. It's not really like, I was literally just on Pinterest and I was like seeing random girls and I kind of drew them, and I was seeing different hairstyles and I kind of drew that. And that was kind of it. I did particularly want, I'm going to talk about the coloring, even though you're not going to see the coloring, but you're going to see the finished colored piece at the end, so I might as well talk about it. While I was like doing this, I didn't really have anything in mind, but by the time I finished it with the fruit and the really nice hair and that sort of stuff, I kind of wanted it to be really summery and like fruity and that sort of style. So that's kind of how I colored it. Like I colored it with like a pink and a red and orange to like represent different fruit colors of like citrus colors. But that's pretty much the whole piece. I did it on this cardboard because I knew I was gonna watercolor it after, and I thought that was a good enough idea to keep the paper from crumpling. That did not work because, I mean, it has worked for me before, but it didn't work this time because my tape got unsticky. So yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to talk about this idea of consistency in art and quality and how those things don't particularly match all the time. So in art, when you're learning and when you're trying to get better, or even when you're trying to I don't want to say market yourself, but present yourself to social media and trying to gain a following and gain an audience, the number one thing that people tell you is consistency. You need to be drawing all the time, and you need to be posting all the time, and you need to be making stuff all the time. And there's this thing that happens when people keep telling you consistency. It doesn't really matter how good it is, you just need to do it, and you need to do it, and you need to do it, and you need to do it. I feel like the quality of your work starts to drop, and I feel like that's primarily because you stop caring about the quality so much, because people start telling you that the quality isn't as important as you doing it. And I think the quality of your work and the quality of your posts and the quality of your content in general all starts to drop when you start prioritizing consistency over quality. And obviously both of the things need to be good. You need to have a good like consistency, but you also need to match that with the quality of your work, the quality of the things that you're posting, the quality of your video editing and that kind of stuff. And I just wanted to talk about this because I was really going through my old videos and stuff, and I didn't like some of the work, and I feel like it's very, very weird for me to have this work that I don't like, that I don't think, not only that I don't like, you can not like something and it can still be quality. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean at all, actually. That I didn't think was as well polished and as clean as I would like to present myself, like as an artist in general. Like I want my work to be seen as very put together, very polished, very clean for the most part. I do think that the what would you call it, the sort of not put together messy look is really good sometimes, but that's not exactly the aesthetic I'm going for, especially for a lot of my pieces that I'm trying to go for. I don't really want that sort of look. And that's kind of the thing that I've been doing the most, especially with these sketch dumps, where I just kind of sketch whatever, and I'm like, it's not that it's not good, it's just doesn't look as polished, as nice as I want, and it's not showing up on the camera as nice as I want. And it seems like I just kind of slapped together a video as quickly as possible to get a video up. And I guess that is what I did. Like, I just kind of took this thing and I was like, okay, I need to sketch something, I need to get a video out, I'm going to do a sketch dump, easy peasy. And I just kind of quickly do it, and I don't like that. Like, I don't like the way they look, I don't like the way they make me look, I don't like the way they make my channel look, and I just don't like it. I'm way more okay with my work in progress pieces because they feel more put together, more not polished. Obviously they're not even finished, but like more effort is even being put into them, especially when you do a video about the effort that you're putting into them. And some of my speed paints also kind of do the same thing, where they're not as polished as I would like. Not so much with the speed paints, like a lot of my speed paints I really do like. And I also don't even have half as much of the traditional art that I want to put on this channel, because until a few months ago, until like October, I just didn't have a proper camera. And yeah, like my camera kind of died after that whole draw every day thing. It just kind of I don't know what happened. It just stopped connecting to my computer. Very weird. Yeah, it just completely stopped connecting to my computer, so I had to wait and save up money and get a new camera. And then I just got the new camera, and it's not that I haven't been doing work, it's that I just haven't really known how to use it as properly as I should. And yeah, like all of my art that I post is either digital art, which I'm still not particularly that great at digital art, or it's these sketch dumps that I've gotten a lot better at posting, a lot better at editing, because they're just one sit down, one video. I don't even really even have to cut or like splice or like find several videos at once. I just stick it there, and it's very quickly edited, very quickly put up, and you can see that lack of effort, and I don't like that. And I feel like more artists, especially young artists, should take into consideration how their art is being perceived, and not even only just being perceived, but how they perceive their own art and the amount of effort that they put into each piece that they're doing. And I know this is so like specific to me, and it's specific to like my sort of circumstances, but I feel like other people could be acquiring the same mindset based on like the sort of culture that's around art right now, which is produce. But in that like constant production, I feel like you need to make sure that you're putting every ounce of effort that you can into something, and not just calling it done because you need it to be done, and not letting it be as good as it can be. And there's totally a balance with that. There's totally like a balance with letting things be good and good and professional and polished and clean, versus being a perfectionist and not letting it go and overworking something. There's a balance, and that has to be achieved, and all of that greatness. But I mean, that kind of comes with experience and like experimenting and making those things happen. But I mean, you have to know that it's a possibility that you might be putting finishing content over finishing things with quality. And I feel like as long as you're aware that is something that you might do, and as long as you're aware that, you know, it could happen if you're trying really, really hard to push and push and push and push for, you know, not high quality, push and push and push for consistency, then I feel like as long as you know those things, then you're probably going to be okay. And you're probably, as long as you're aware that it's something that you might be doing, like, I wasn't even, like, aware that I might even be doing this. Like, I was like, I just need to get this out. And I didn't even think about the possibility that I might be, you know, jeopardizing the quality of my work. So yeah, just consider it. Just consider the idea that you might be not producing your top quality if you're overproducing. Okay? With that, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you in another video of good quality, hopefully. Okay, bye.